What if the pain you keep trying to escape feels safer to your brain than the happiness you keep praying for? Not because you want pain, not because you are addicted to suffering, and definitely not because you are broken, but because your nervous system may recognize struggle faster than it recognizes peace. That is why a calm relationship can feel boring. A better opportunity can make you anxious. A peaceful season can feel suspicious. And the version of your life you say you want can start to feel strangely uncomfortable the moment it gets close. But stay with me, because near the end of this video, I'm going to show you the small regulation shift that teaches your brain the difference between familiar and safe, because they are not the same thing. And once your body understands that, change stops feeling like danger. Imagine someone who has spent years in emotional survival mode. They are used to being disappointed, used to overthinking, used to bracing, used to waiting for the other shoe to drop. Then one day, something good finally happens. A healthy person shows up. A door opens. Money improves. Their life becomes quieter. And instead of feeling free, their body gets tense. They start scanning for what could go wrong. They question the good thing. They pull back. They procrastinate. They create distance. And afterward, they say, "Why did I do that? I wanted this." But the nervous system says something different. It says, "I know how to survive the old pain. I do not know how to survive this new peace." And that is the hidden reason familiar pain can feel safer than happiness. Not because pain is good, but because pain is predictable. Your brain is not just asking, "Is this good for me?" Your brain is also asking, "Can I predict this?" And if your nervous system has spent years learning the rhythm of stress, rejection, lack, chaos, or disappointment, those states become familiar maps. Not healthy maps, not God-given identity, not your final destination, but familiar maps. And the brain loves a familiar map because it reduces uncertainty. This is why some people leave one painful situation and somehow end up in another situation that feels emotionally similar. Different person, different job, different season. Same body response, same emotional pattern, same quiet ache. Because your conscious mind may be choosing something new, but your nervous system may still be predicting from something old. This is where Neville Goddard's teaching becomes deeper when we bring in nervous system science. Neville talked about states, the state you live from, the identity you assume, the inner reality you keep returning to. But here is the nervous system layer. Your body does not just ask, "Is this the state I want?" It asks, "Is this state familiar enough for me to remain regulated inside it?" That is why trying to jump straight into happiness, abundance, confidence, or love can sometimes create resistance. Not because the desire is wrong, but because the body has not learned safety inside that state yet. Happiness can feel threatening when your body has no history with it. Peace can feel strange when your system is used to pressure. Being loved well can feel confusing when your body learned love through chasing, earning, explaining, or proving. And success can feel unsafe when your nervous system learned that being seen brings criticism, jealousy, expectation, or loss. So when something good begins to happen, your brain may not say, "Finally, happiness, it may say, "This is unfamiliar. Stay alert." And that alertness can disguise itself as intuition. You may think, something feels off. But sometimes what feels off is not danger. Sometimes what feels off is simply the absence of the old pain. That is the part nobody talks about. Sometimes peace does not feel peaceful at first. Sometimes peace feels empty, too quiet, too slow, too exposed. Because for years, your body may have mistaken intensity for connection, pressure for purpose, anxiety for motivation, and survival for identity. So when happiness arrives without chaos attached to it, the nervous system may whisper, "Are we sure this is real? Are we sure we can trust this? Are we sure this won't be taken away?" And if you do not understand what is happening, you might sabotage the very thing you prayed for.
Here is the loop. Your brain predicts based on what it has already lived. Then your body prepares for what your brain predicts. Then you interpret the body's preparation as proof. So if your brain predicts rejection, your chest tightens. If your chest tightens, you start looking for signs. If you start looking for signs, you notice every delayed text, every change in tone, every small silence. Then your mind says, "See, I knew something was wrong." But what if your body reacted to a prediction, not a fact? This is where healing begins. Not by shaming yourself, not by forcing positive thoughts, not by pretending the past did not affect you, but by creating a pause between the old prediction and the new response. That pause is powerful. That pause is where the nervous system begins to learn, maybe unfamiliar does not mean unsafe. Maybe calm does not mean something bad is coming. Maybe happiness does not have to be earned through suffering first. And that is the beginning of a new inner state.
So what do you do when familiar pain feels safer than happiness? You do not force yourself to leap into a completely new identity overnight. You teach the body safety in small doses. Because the nervous system learns through repetition, not through one big emotional breakthrough, not through one perfect affirmation, not through one day of feeling inspired. It learns through repeated experiences of, "I felt discomfort, and nothing bad happened. I chose the calmer response, and I survived. I allowed something good, and I did not lose myself. I stayed present with peace, and I did not need chaos to feel alive." This is the small regulation shift I promised you in the beginning. When happiness feels uncomfortable, do not immediately ask, "What is wrong?" Ask, "Is this unsafe or is this unfamiliar?" That one question creates space. Because unsafe requires protection, but unfamiliar may only require practice. And that is a completely different nervous system message. Instead of running from the good thing, you can soften around it. You can breathe. You can slow down. You can let your body experience one small moment of the new reality without demanding that it feel perfect immediately. That is how safety gets built. Not by forcing belief, but by giving the body evidence. Now let's do a quick Heal Calmly quiz. If your nervous system keeps pulling you back toward familiar pain, what is usually the most helpful first step? A. Force yourself to think positive and ignore the discomfort. B. Shame yourself for not being healed yet. C. Gently help your body experience small, repeated moments of safety inside the new pattern. The answer is C. Small, repeated moments of safety. Because the nervous system does not change through pressure. It changes through evidence. And this is why healing can feel slow in the beginning. You are not just changing your thoughts, you are updating what your body believes is survivable. So, if happiness has felt uncomfortable, if peace has felt suspicious, if you keep choosing what hurts because what helps feels too unfamiliar, I want you to hear this gently. You are not broken. Your body may simply be protecting an old prediction. And the goal is not to attack that protection. The goal is to teach your system something new. One safe moment at a time. One regulated breath at a time. One unfamiliar but healthy choice at a time. Because eventually, the body can learn. Peace is not a trap. Love is not something I have to chase. Success is not danger. Happiness does not have to disappear. And unfamiliar does not mean unsafe. This is why here at Heal Calmly, we regulate the body first, so belief finally works. And in the next video, we are going even deeper into this pattern. Your nervous system is trying to protect your identity. Because sometimes the reason change feels so hard is not because you do not want a new life. It is because your body is still trying to protect the old version of you that helped you survive. I'll see you in the next one.